We are now live.
Ooh.
I can't even remember where people go. Oh, there's 7 people.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. KSG Gamed.
Evening, hello.
Well, actually, this is our second attempt at connecting, Danny. As earlier, Tom couldn't hear me and I kept freezing. So just let us know if you can't hear either of us or we're freezing on the screen. But yeah, I'm guessing it has got a lot better.
I'm not freezing on the screen. I'm freezing on this ship, generally. Easily the coldest ship I've ever been on.
Hi, Fraser. How gutted am I not to be at sea? Oh, I just love work, Fraser. I'm quite happy at home, just going to work, paying the bills, you know. I'll be at sea next week anyway, so I'm quite happy about that. Ah, good. Thank you very much.
Good, good. Hope we're all good. Can't believe that this is actually on P&O Wi-Fi. Amazing.
I'm just having a cheeky nose echo, I'd just like to point out.
And I am on the T tonight. This is very different.
How is the solo balcony cabin, Tom?
Well, I watched your video, Fraser, before I got on. Sorry if I didn't comment. That's poor form for me. But and I thought, oh, it looked really good, and it is. I really like it actually. The balcony's the same size. The bed is more than it's a really nice cabin actually. Shame they haven't added any USBs in the refit, which is a bit annoying. But there's plenty of room. I don't know what you thought, Fraser, but I think as far as solo cabins go, I would say, well, I haven't been in any other, but how do you think it compares? Because you've obviously been in a few in your year of travels, but I really, really like it. I love the position as well. Just walk straight out the door, turn right, and you're in the library and you're in the crow's nest. So, yeah, what a position.
I think Rotterdam is actually one of my favourite ports. I think it's just such a beautiful place, and it's really cool going into Rotterdam.
It is, isn't it? As far as cruise ship terminals, I'm not sure you're going to get more of a city centre cruise ship terminal than Rotterdam, are you?
No, definitely not.
No, it's good. And also for pictures and all that sort of stuff, going across that bridge, and yeah, I think it is one of our favourites, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think you'll probably be quite happy not to have the 3 of us with you tomorrow, so you can just jump off and go and take as many pictures of the ship as you like.
What are you trying to say?
Without me and Ernest moaning that we're cold.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair though, I'm actually quite looking forward to having a bit of a quiet ship because I imagine most are going to Amsterdam, so I'll probably go late, which was great yesterday because in Cherbourg we were there till 11:30, and at tea time I went for a 2-hour walk, and really that I'll tell you what, we'll maybe talk about it more in a minute, but that was the biggest surprise. Cherbourg was really nice, absolutely lovely town.
Oh, you're on Arcadia next week. So we haven't done Arcadia. So obviously I've just done Aurora, which was very nice. Am I making this up? Is Arcadia going in for a refit soon? Is that the one you were going on about? Or did I make it up? Oh, okay. I do listen then.
No, you didn't make that up. It's going into a refurb. I don't know whether anyone else can help me out with this. It's going in a refurb in November. And after that was what I was talking to you about. By the way, I talk a lot about cruise stuff to Rachel, and she just most of it goes over her head. But afterwards, they had a 3-night cruise, but that cruise has disappeared, and then it's going straight into a 2-week cruise straight afterwards. So I imagine they've extended the refurb. So I can't be going on a 2-week cruise, so I'm not going on there. But hopefully I will at some point. Anybody heading on Arcadia? Has anyone got any hints and tips for Arcadia? But yeah, hopefully I'll get on maybe early next year or something. Patsy joining me?
What, me or anyone else in the chat?
Whoever's free. Be good.
Kibbling. Have I pronounced that correct? Probably not pronounced that correctly.
Oh no, I don't know. Yeah, as I said, I think I'm spending most of the day on board, but maybe, and if I do get off, maybe I'll contact you and then come and say hello. But yeah, I'm going to spend quite a lot of the day tomorrow on board doing a bit of filming, etc. So I think if you're just joining us, come and say hello. Please come and say hello.
Hello, a life in the parks. Just listening while driving home. Oh,
wow.
Well, we are honoured.
Yes. Good evening. Hope you are well. Yes. They were talking about the other day on our Facebook, LaVox, that I think we've both sort of heard so much about her. She was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. She held the audience for a whole hour, her voice, and yeah, really, really good. I'll have to take you, Rach.
Maybe on Arcadia?
Yeah. Don't have a limelight on Arcadia. I think she only really does limelight. So, but yeah, no, really, really good. Yeah, really, really good. To be fair, so good. In fact, I think I'd be disappointed if I have someone else in limelight. But yeah, there we go.
Oh. If he gets off the ship, he'll be sure to look for someone with some Dutch fish.
I will do indeed. Some Dutch fish. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Yeah. So we've got some questions, haven't we, that we want to ask people?
We have. Let me just remember how to put them up. Here's a good one. I did see an interesting picture that Tom sent me earlier. He's not going to share it, but this is the question. Is it acceptable to wear a dressing gown on a sea day in the buffet?
No, it was in the atrium.
Oh, in the atrium. Was it in the atrium?
Yeah, they were standing at a bar. They were wandering around the atrium, and it was one of the dressing gowns was like a cruise type dressing gown. So it was like one, like.
Oh, so that's almost acceptable if you've been in the spa, but not the teddy bear dressing gown that the other person was wearing.
No, the other one was a teddy bear one. They were nowhere near the spa. I'm pretty sure they don't get. Yeah, they were nowhere near the spa. I think they were just wandering around in a dressing gown. So I'm not sure. I certainly wouldn't be wandering around in a dressing gown. As I said, we've got the picture, but I don't really want to be showing it because. What do you think? What does everyone think? Is it acceptable to wear a dressing gown around the ship on a sea day?
So Danny says he'd love to, but doesn't think he would get away with it. No.
I don't know. I think it's nice.
It's like, I'm sorry, can I just stop you there, Tom? It's like, apologies anyone watching who does this, but it's a bit like parents that turn up on the school run wearing their pajamas. We do have a few at our school, and I just cringe when I see them. You don't leave your house with your dressing gown on, do you? So that's just my personal opinion. But hey.
Yeah. No, I think it's a step too far, but love to know other people's opinions.
Agreed. Yes, it is your choice, and if you feel comfortable doing it, then each to their own. Personally, I wouldn't. Although I guess it's a little bit like our son Ernest, who, when we went on, was it Arcadia or Iona, and he had an hoodie, and he probably wore his hoodie. Well, I think I took him to the cinema in his hoodie, definitely. I think I drew the line at letting him go to dinner in his hoodie, but he was 8 at the time. Don't have much.
Yeah,
Hello,
I think very
nice to meet you.
Yeah, hello, Nick. I think it's very different if it's kids. You know what I mean? I think kids, pretty much, as long as they've got some sort of clothes on, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, yeah, that's one of the questions tonight. Please answer if you think it's acceptable. What's the next one?
Just a quick one. Do you think I'd get away with wearing my dressing gown on Queen Anne?
Could you imagine? Formal
I
night.
could wear some stilettos.
Formal night turning up. Yeah. Okay, you wear stilettos and I'll wear a bow tie and a dressing gown, and then see what they say. That would be, yeah. Actually, do you know what I could do? I'm going to go on a Facebook Cunard forum and say, if I wear a bow tie and a dressing gown, will I be okay in the main dining room? And see, and
Yes,
just
we
watch
are.
it melt in front of my face. Yes.
I think you actually should, and then I think we should share the reactions of people if you actually put that into a thing.
Oh, yeah, I think I should. I spent too much of my time winding people up on. But yeah.
Yeah, quite agree. Kids are okay, but adults, yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
yes, so we are on the maiden
of
Queen Anne. Sorry, Tom. This is the other thing about not being where we're not in person. Normally, I'd just be nudging him to shut up, but obviously I can't do that now. So I did pop this one up earlier by mistake. Hang on, your computers. Yes, we are on the maiden of Queen Anne next week, which is very, very exciting. Minus children, which is even more exciting. They're going to grandparents for a week. So yeah,
yes,
really, really looking forward to that.
We're still slightly nervous until it leaves the shipyard.
It will be here.
It will be. They've changed the arrival, so yeah. So I think it's due to leave tomorrow. So as long as it leaves tomorrow, we're all good.
We're all good. Hello, Sweet Natured. Thank you for joining us.
Oh,
I obviously haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, but Tom has. I'm sure I will meet you in person soon.
Right. Have you got the other questions? Oh, thank you, Nick. That's lovely of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Aurora. So I've just done Aurora. Have you checked out my video on that one? I really liked that ship. I think I'd put it on par with Ventura, actually. I'm a fan of the smaller ships.
Yeah, you are, aren't you? Yeah. Do you know what? And I'm getting to like Britannia. It's nice. I like it.
Okay. That'll be a treat. I'm still not convinced Cunard is for us. So to be honest, we went on Queen Mary. Did we go on Queen Mary?
Queen Mary.
Yeah.
Queen Mary.
So we went on Queen Mary last year with the kids. And I did feel a little bit uncomfortable at times, I think. Just felt not like we didn't fit in, because we did fit in. I think that's just being
comfortable.
I think that was just me being in my own head, really. Maybe it was the fact that I was sat there with a massive pint glass and all these ladies were drinking their cocktails and glasses of champagne, but hey.
You're drinking out of a Foster's can, weren't you?
Shut up. The fag in the other hand.
Yeah.
Yes, Aurora is fantastic. A very, very lovely ship. Right, next question to you all. Do you ever skip a formal night? Is the next question.
Yeah, and the reason for that I'm asking, so tonight is formal night on board. And obviously by myself, pretty much going to have 7 formal nights on Queen Anne. So I'm doing this and then I'm going to do other stuff, probably chill out in my room. I've already had dinner tonight in the beach house, which was really, really nice. It was good. And that's one of the venues that is non-formal, even though everyone actually was really formal. So I had this on, so it's quite smart, but it's not a formal night, is it? But surprisingly, everyone was really formal in there, even though it's not a formal night venue. So, just want to know, are you somebody who never does formal night, sometimes skips it? So I would love to know. Because actually going back to Queen Mary, there was quite a few people that had been on for 20 nights, weren't they? So quite a few people were skipping formal night, weren't they? And were just going to the buffet. Do you remember?
Yes, a lot of people, weren't there, actually? So if you don't...
Yeah.
Hang on. The questions are all coming in. Sweet-natured, I will come back to yours about Queen Anne in a second. So Natalie, if you skip formal night, so where can you eat? So you can eat anywhere still on formal night. They do still say that you have to be dressed in... No, I'm lying.
You can't eat anywhere.
You can't eat in the beach house because they turn the beach house into a thing for formal night, don't they?
No. I've got the information here.
I'll just shut up.
We can't go in the Met, right? So do you want to read out what the official line is? Tonight,
Please.
It's all about the glitz and glamour, dressed to impress for our black tie evening. If you prefer to keep it more casual, then you can go to the buffet, the glass house, and the beach house, and we'll have an evening casual dress code. So there we go. So you can't go in the MDR, but you can go in. You can't go in Sindhu either. But my thing is though, like
they're not as formal now, though, are they?
No, but I still think you would be refused. I think if you went into the MDR.
We did actually see when we went on Ventura at Christmas, there was a guy, I think it was actually on Christmas Day, wasn't it? He was trying to get into the MDR and he didn't have a tie on. Yeah. So he was suited and booted with no tie, and then they said to him he couldn't come in. So we had to go back and get.
I always sometimes think that if you're quite formal, but not like crazy formal, and you look like okay sort of type of person, then they kind of do a blind eye. That guy who wasn't allowed in because of his tie, he was
very boisterous.
He was boisterous and he was really drunk. And they were having none of it. So I think just a quick one on that. Glasshouse, a bit of a strange one, really, I think, because you're in the middle of the atrium. I'm not sure you'd go casual in the middle of the atrium, would you? But
no.
But as I said, the beach house. Second.
No, go on.
No, the beach house, as I said, nearly everyone was formal in there, apart from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's very different for women, isn't it? So men, you have to be in a suit, but women, I could get away with most of my dresses. I could dress up or dress down, but it's not necessarily that I'm wearing formal night attire. Though I have bought exactly 100 dresses for Queen Anne. See which one to make the cut.
And I think as well, I really enjoy dressing up, but I don't think anyone should be prevented on going on a cruise if they don't enjoy dressing up. You know, there always should be other venues, that you can go to.
Dinner's ready. What's for dinner?
Yeah.
So Tom sent me all of his, and I had a Slimming World lasagna. Sweet-natured, what was your question? What cabin did you go for? Inside was all that was left, wasn't it?
Yes, because we basically slipped onto the Queen Anne. I was, to the frustration of Rachel, many a time I'm just looking at cruises like to fill my days, unless I'm editing, and sometimes I go to work and blow a whistle, but the other times I'm spent like trying to find deals. And I just went on Cunard, typed in May, and it was on there. I think it was about a year ago, was it, Rach? About a year ago?
You look at so many and book so many, I don't know.
So, there was about 6 cabins who just popped up. And I was like, right, don't care if I haven't got any money, I'm going on it. And I put it. So, inside was all that was left. So, more than happy with that.
Sorry. There's too many coming in and I haven't got a mouse on this computer.
Right.
Go on. What are you going to say to me?
Do you want to read out the question?
So, life in the parks, I begrudgingly do formal nights, but I'd rather not. I'd rather be more relaxed on holidays. So, I think for us, when we have done cruises in warmer weather, especially when we've had fixed dining. So when we did MSC around the Meds, it was absolutely boiling hot. I think our fixed dining time was 6:30. Is that right?
Yeah,
and the kids
was. Yeah, yeah.
No, the kids wanted to be in. Yeah, it was really early, so we actually didn't go into the MDR once, did we? On that holiday, I think we went for lunch, but not for dinner, so we didn't really get dressed up on that one.
You're like me there, Rachel. I do love the fact of MSC that you could be walking around in a bow tie and you could be walking around in shorts and no one really cares. Do you know what I mean? I think the ones from the UK are quite formal, but yeah, no one really sort of. Weren't we on Preziosa once and there was somebody there was a guy in shorts and t-shirt on formal night and he had a rubber ring and he was sat in. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Okay, maybe I dreamt it. Next question.
Maybe you dreamt that one. Yeah, quite. Why would you want to be in a suit in 20-degree heat? Exactly.
Yeah.
Quite agree with you there. I mean, I don't wear a suit, but I can imagine it's very uncomfortable. So we haven't actually done NCL. No formal nights. I do like one night just to get dressed up.
Yeah, exactly.
But not too many. Tom's told me there's a masquerade ball when we go on Cunard. Not really sure. I fancy it, really. Right, chicken stir fries for dinner. That sounds very nice. What's the sauce with the chicken stir fry? Thank you, Nick. Yes, drop us a message on Instagram. That'd be lovely, and we will get back to you.
Thank you, Nick.
Life in the Park. We will try NCL.
Yeah. Well, I've got one book for next year, haven't I?
He's got one
Rachel
book for
will
next
say
year.
now. I don't. Yeah.
I vaguely remember this. How do you afford to go on all your cruises? Is this somebody you know, Tom?
Don't think so. Paul, I've seen Paul's name. Paul. How do we afford to go? Well, first of all, we look for bargains. Don't we? We vary it. Like, obviously, I had a few days off, so I've jumped on this one, which was an absolute bargain. So your one was really cheap as well, wasn't it? When you went on Aurora.
Yeah.
So basically, we look around. And I think I've heard Sweet Nature talk about this as well. When we choose our cruises as well now, we try and think, will it benefit the channel? Will it make good content? So we think about all those sort of things. So, but it is calming down this summer, isn't it? So we've got our next two, and then it will be nice and calm for a little bit. So, yeah. And of course, we both do work full time.
Yeah.
So say again? Yeah, we both work full time. So, I fit in all the editing and stuff in between. So yeah. So that's a kind of roundabout answer.
And
I
actually,
haven't my body just yet.
Cruising is actually a lot cheaper than people think. So I did price up for a summer holiday for the four of us to go somewhere all inclusive, and it was twice the price of going on a cruise. So yeah, they won the Euro Millions. Yeah, if only. No, I'm a nurse and Tom works on the train, so you can, yeah.
Do you want to pop was that the question about you must have a good employer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No? What?
If Rachel's mum was on here, I don't know whether Rachel's mum is Paul in disguise. That's all she goes on about. Is saying, how do you get so much time off? How do you get yeah.
To be fair, so there's a couple of times I haven't been able to. So when you went somewhere on your own recently, I can't think, and I didn't actually have the time that I could take off. So Tom's very lucky he gets ad hoc days that he can add on. So yeah.
And for example, as well, I haven't got very good. Well, the trains are quite good employers, but the fact is, for example, like when I went on Sun Princess, that was a late organised thing. I had a long weekend, and I went to them and said, I need to have one day off. I'd run out of leave, and I said, look, this is a great opportunity, and they gave me an unpaid day just so I could go on that. So there is different things. And for example, Friday, I'm jumping off. Hopefully, I'm going to be one of the first off, and then I'll be in work at 10 o'clock at night, at 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah.
But this could go horribly, horribly wrong.
It's not going to go horribly wrong. It's absolutely fine. I'm going to be one of the first.
100%, Danny. So
it's gonna be.
Yeah. Okay. So as some of you might know, I'm a palliative care nurse. So yeah, for me, you only live once is something that I see every single day. Live life to the fullest. You don't know when your last day is going to be. So quite right. You only live once. Live it to the best. No worries, Paul.
And
Thank
she's
you for
never getting a new
asking the
kitchen.
question. Yeah, I'm never going to get a new kitchen. I'm never going to get the doors that I want upstairs. But hey, I'll be at sea, hopefully in the sun at some point.
Or I'll be at sea and you'll be there.
Yeah, and I'll be in the front room. Yeah, looking after the kids, drinking my Prosecco. I'm going on Britannia in a month as a first-time cruiser. What's your top tip to do and what not to do? Hello,
Ooh.
Wowzer.
Right. Oh, that's a good question. Okay. I would say try all the specialty restaurants on here. Beach House is not too expensive, is it? And I really enjoyed that tonight. That's really good. Obviously, the other ones, Sindhu as well, was really, really good. It all depends. I imagine by the time you go on, it's going to be a hot weather cruise. So, yeah, obviously, right. Let me think of some tips. Do other questions, and I'll come back. I'll come back to you.
Okay, I'll come back. So we can confirm that Paul is not my mum in disguise. Are you sure? You're not my dad? Natalie, do you book your cruises direct with a company like Igloo or with a travel agent? How do you get the best deals? So as Tom did say a little while ago, he does spend a lot of time looking at cruises. We do have a travel agent who is excellent. Tom will normally look up deals and then he will message her and see if she can get anything better. And then we book that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way, isn't it? Yeah, I always say just compare. Compare. Sometimes you get NHS discount as well, don't you?
Yeah, so we have actually had quite a few cruises that we've done, and we've got either blue light discount or NHS discount from myself, which is always good. Tom's actually turned into a bit of a travel agent, and anyone that wants to go on a cruise, he looks for them. So,
yeah, indeed. Go back to some of the tips. I would say on a sea day, like this morning, for example, I got up and went straight down 8 o'clock down to the restaurant. It was lovely for breakfast. One of my annoyances, they shut at 9:30. Everyone else was complaining about how the buffet was really, really packed. So I would say if you can, get up earlier, get down to the restaurant, and it was really lovely. It was nice and tranquil. And then obviously on sea days between 9 and 11, it was a bit crazy and it was really, really packed. So at the entertainment last night as well, they had Share, not the real Share.
Not actual Share.
Yeah, and they closed the live lounge for new people to go in. So I would say if there's an act in the live lounge, they do close it. So I would, and everyone was queuing for the next show, so get there nice and early so you can go, or go to the later show, the 11 o'clock show. But obviously don't do the later show at 11 o'clock and then having to get up early for breakfast the next day.
Unless you're an early bird.
Yeah, I think of more tips.
I haven't been on Princess Cruises for about 7 years now. I had a very bad experience last year on P&O Arcadia. What are your top 2 ships for food quality? So I would agree with you there for Arcadia. We went on last summer. And, well, if you've seen any of our reviews, we did enjoy our holiday because we just take everything as it comes. But it was very, very busy and wasn't our best cruise. Food quality. So I bang on about Virgin cruises a lot. Obviously, they are adult only. But the food on Virgin, I would say, is, well, top standard. Yeah, absolutely love the food on Virgin. What other ships for food? And Cunard, the food was really good.
Yeah, I agree, Cunard. And I was really impressed with Sun Princess. I thought the food was really good on that as well. And it's funny as well because, well, not that funny, but the quite a few people were moaning about the Sun Princess Eatery, which is the buffet. And I thought it was really nice. I really, really liked it. And then that was the last buffet. And then I've come on here to once again a P&O buffet. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like light and day, right? So, if you think that's bad, but I really enjoyed the Sun Princess food.
The best buffet, I would say, is always MSC. If you like I like lots and lots of salads and fresh meats, fish. MSC has all of that, and the most amazing pizza. MDR on MSC is not great, but all of the specialty restaurants on MSC, I would say, are really high standard. So yeah,
we always say, don't we? Take a base price at MSC, then add in the specialty restaurants, then add in other drinks package, then get a price. Because if you're doing it on the base, I think that's your price, isn't it? So
you're going to be spending a lot of money.
And of course, sometimes people say about buffets and say about food. Of course, if you're going to spend more money on a cruise, you're going to get a better food. You can't really compare P&O with Celebrity because you're paying more money, aren't you? Do you not?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So although I think even the price point of P&O, I think the buffet could be a lot better. You still can't, as you said, if you're on Silver Seas, you're not going to get the same as on here, are you? So I think sometimes you've got to take and consider what you're paying. But I agree, as a mainstream cruise line, MSC's buffet is really good. Not the MDR.
No, not the MDR. I'm very excited to go on Queen Anne there and try all of the specialty restaurants. I'm going to have to wear the tight-fitting dresses, I think, the first 2 nights because they're not going to fit me after day 3. You're welcome, Natalie.
Yeah, I'll have to wear the tight fit. I'll have to wear the tight-fitting dresses as well. Oh, I've got a third question.
Oh, hang on a minute. People are still asking.
Oh, sorry.
Sea looks calm behind you. It does. Are you going at like 0? This
is a standard P&O sea day. We're almost going backwards.
So when I went on Aurora, I actually did go backwards, didn't I, in the middle of the night? We were still in the UK pretty much when we woke up the next day.
You went all the way down to Devon, didn't you, to get to... I was like, I texted you the next day, didn't I? I was on my cruise map. I was like, you went nearly to Cornwall and like crawled along the coast and then you've gone all the way back.
Well, because we were laughing, saying, oh, look, it's Dover. And then we were like, it can't be Dover. It's like 24 hours we've been on this ship, but it was.
I'm pretty sure P&O's got somebody who works for them that works out the speed you can go to save the most. Obviously, because they're a company, they want to save the most money. But yeah, we are absolutely crawling along out there. But it is beautiful. It was a really nice day today for April.
Yeah, the UK is absolutely freezing.
I can't beat sitting out on your balcony on a sea day and just chilled. It's lovely.
Right, the next question. Is it only you?
Yes, I thought about this today. I've only cruised solo once before, and just put the question out, people that have cruised solo this morning, they weren't being rude at all, but they were kind of like, every time I've gone in a restaurant, they've always sort of quite loudly said, so is it only you? And I thought, is there a better way of saying it? You know what I mean? It's like some people might be like, well, yeah, it's just only me. So I just thought I'd put it out there. Is there a better way of saying it if you're a solo cruise? And would you be offended by that? There we go. That's my question. I like the silence where you read a question.
Sorry,
Don't forget our other questions as well. Is it acceptable to wear a dressing gown on a sea day? Because there was 2 people in the atrium ordering drinks and walking around in a dressing gown. And what was the second question?
Oh, now you're asking me.
Oh, read out Paul's.
Oh, formal night. It was about formal nights. Having travelled yourselves on Arcadia last summer, what do you think of them hiding bananas? Last August, I had to ask for a banana. It was as though they were gold dust. I didn't know they hid bananas on cruise ships. That's a new one. I know quite often there are things that you do have to ask for when you're in the buffet, but no. Did you get any bananas, Paul? That's the question.
I haven't heard about
I'm hoping they bought you a whole bunch. Actually, when I was on Aurora, my friend, she likes a banana every day, and she did have a banana every day, so they weren't hidden on Aurora. And I like to rub banana. This sounds really weird. Did you know banana skin peel is Botox, natural Botox? Rub it on your face. It's really good for you. I'm 37 tomorrow. I look 21. Great stuff.
Oh yeah, don't forget to wish Rachel happy birthday for tomorrow. And let's not get into the discussion of why I'm here and she's at home and I'm missing her birthday. We're not getting into that discussion.
You've just brought it up, Thomas. Do we have anything booked after Q?
Your presents are in Alice's cupboard.
In Alice's cupboard? They're in my cupboard.
Answer the question.
Do you have anything booked after Q?
But answer the question.
Oh,
well, not at the moment.
No, you do, don't you? You're going on NCL. You're going on NCL next year. But the kids do like a cruise, but they are desperate to go to an all-inclusive in Spain. So we're going to use some Avios points, I think, in the summer holidays, and we're just going to go and do a really chilled out, non-vlogging, just soaking up the sun, drinking all the cocktails, and just letting the kids run riot. I'm probably going to go near a theme park so that we can keep them entertained.
And we're going to look out. We're going to look out for late deals, maybe like the odd weekend and stuff like that. To be fair, I don't know whether everyone else who's got kids who's on here today, finding a 4-berth this summer is like impossible.
We would have to 2 cabins, wouldn't we?
Yeah, most of the stuff that is out there we've already done before, so we don't really want to repeat stuff. So yeah, we've just kind of we'll see. Yeah, we've got these 2 cruises, and then we'll see what happens next. But yeah, it's I don't know whether everyone else with families. I don't know whether it's obviously cruise companies doing really well, but 4 berths have just all gone. I know you've really got to plan miles ahead for the 4 berths and etc. And especially as our kids probably now. That's another question we could put out there as well. We might be needing to start to get into 2 cabins. It's going to get expensive, isn't it? Because with Alice a couple of years away from being a teenager, could end up being 2 bedrooms, isn't it?
Yeah, boys in one, girls in the other.
Sounds good.
Hi, cruising gays. Sorry, we're late. Question. Oh, what is your bucket list cruise?
Oh, you go first. I love these silences. I'll go first. What's my Asia? I love to do Asia and Australia. Easy one. Oh, and Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska.
There's quite a few, actually.
There's quite a few I'd like to do. Yeah, I'd like to do the fjords. Only to see the lights.
Apparently, I think it's next month. Sweet Nature's are doing it, and apparently they haven't told us yet, but I think they're going to invite us along.
Brilliant.
I think that. I'm pretty sure that I might be coming tonight, or maybe they do a live about it. But yeah, they're going to bring us along. But yeah, I'd love to do. I'd love to do Alaska, Australia. I'd love to do, and I'd love to do Asia. Yeah, but I think those most Australia, Asia are quite a few years away, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, I think with the kids, I just think the one thing about a lot of the cruises we go on, it's because the ships obviously go from Southampton, because it's just so much easier for us with the kids. We can just jump in the car and we're there and we're on holiday straight away.
Yeah, and I actually a more realistic bucket list, which might happen next year, is a transatlantic. I really would like to do a transatlantic.
I'm not sure they call him Sir. Do they call you Sir?
Yeah, I think they do call me Sir. I've already dined, actually. I went to the beach house. So I went to the beach house tonight. I was alone. Yeah, I'm getting more used to dining alone. I don't mind it, actually.
Yeah, don't mind your own company. See, Tom and I are very different in that sense. I would feel really awkward. So I would probably just be sat in a room ordering room service, or just going to the buffet, grabbing something quickly and then running away, whereas Tom's quite happy in his own company.
I always ask the window.
67.
Yeah, I always ask for a window, and I always got a window. I think that helps when you can just sort of gaze out to sea. So
speak to your reflection in the window.
And also, I knew I used to be a bit paranoid about this. I don't really care anymore. This evening I was doing loads of different angles on all the different food, and I must have looked a right idiot, but I thought I'll stuff it. I don't really care. So I even did one of those really embarrassing ones where I put my camera and it was filming me eating. It didn't turn out very good, but what's that face for?
Anyway, moving on. So Banana Gate, during the 14-day cruise, they were hidden under the counter at all times in the buffet. So to be honest, I expect what was happening there is people were just taking all the bananas out of the buffet. Quite a good afternoon snack, although I don't understand why people do that. I mean, we've taken bread rolls off for the kids occasionally, haven't we? But you do see people, I think, was it an MSC cruise we were on once, and people actually had Tupperware boxes. Again, apologies if other people do this. And they were making up whole sandwiches and making up whole lunch boxes to take off the ship.
It's a brilliant idea. I love it.
It is a really good idea, but I'd rather not eat a warm roll when I'm walking around. You're on holiday, spend the money.
But wait a minute, about this banana gate thing, are they really penny pinching the fact that they want to ration bananas? I don't really get that. Wow.
Maybe they were low. Maybe they were low on bananas.
Maybe they were. I've heard of Traygate. Obviously, there was a big tray thing, wasn't there, last year?
Oh, yeah, they took trays away, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't looked. I need to go and look at that, actually. Is there any trays? Interesting. Yeah. So what's
there wasn't any trays on Aurora.
It's not a thing I look for, but I really need to look for these things. I need to make a list and see if there's any trays.
Trays should be available for people that actually need them, people that would really struggle with carrying more than one thing. Your sneakers in the luggage.
Yes. Oh, fabulous. Right, we've got a cruise book there. We're off to Alaska. So, yeah.
Have you ever cruised in Hawaii? Sadly not, Paul, no. That would probably be a dream cruise. I'd really like to go and do the Caribbean as well, just anywhere really, really hot.
Well, yeah, maybe next year. We've decided then tonight that we've got a lot of dream cruises. I think you need to
get some night shifts. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hi, Emma. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Emma. Welcome along. Is your mother here?
You can tell how cheap expensive a cruise line is by the access to bananas. On fancy lines, they'll peel and cut them for you. Cheaper lines, they'll protect them like gold dust. I like that. Which lines do they feed them to you on?
Yeah, like a banana scale. Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually, now the next cruise I'm going to go on, I'm actually going to look for bananas. Although I'm sure they'll have plenty on Cunard, won't they?
Trays and bananas.
Trays and bananas, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't know where Mum is.
Yeah. I only mentioned you because Emma's mum always comments on our things on Facebook, isn't she? She's always interacting on our Facebook. So, but great to have you along, Emma. Welcome along. We could ask her, as Emma's a bit late, we could ask her 3 questions, couldn't we?
Yes. Do you want me to put the 3 questions back up?
Yeah, so all latecomers, these were our 3 questions we asked earlier. Question number 1 was, today I witnessed 2 people standing by. I got pictures, but I'm not going to release them, I don't think, in a dressing gown. So one had like a spa dressing gown, and the other one had, what was it? It's like a Snoopy dressing gown. And I think they had Crocs on, but is it okay on a sea day to wear dressing gowns around the atrium? The general consensus is no. Second question was, what was the second question? Do you ever not do formal night? And because I'm not doing formal night tonight, I've been to the beach house. And the third question was, if you are cruising alone, you're getting good at this. Oh, you're good at this now. Is it okay just to say, the waiter to say, is it only you? Quite loudly, because I don't normally cruise solo. But anyway, so there we go. There's our 3 questions if you're late to the party, as they say.
So question 1. Emma says, yes, sure thing. I like looking at people's interesting dressing gowns.
True. Yeah. True.
Well, I mean, I've got a pretty boring dressing gown. I've just got a pink one, but some people have very interesting ones. Question number 2. Love skipping a formal night. That seemed to be the main consensus among this chat, actually. Most people were quite happy to skip a formal night. Life in the Park says, were they wearing Crocs too? That is just sacrilege if they were. Sorry to any Croc lovers out there. I'm sure they're really comfortable. Did you notice any Crocs? What did they have on their feet?
I didn't know. No. Do you know what though? I very much in the camp of not really noticing anybody like what they're wearing and stuff. That I did notice dressing gowns, because you would notice dressing gown. It does drive me mad when people say, "Oh, you should be," it's like, why don't you just care about yourself? Do you know what I mean? I think that, going back to what Emma answered there, cruise how you want to cruise. Do you know what I mean? As long as you understand that formal nights you can't go to certain places, etc. Just do what you want to do. It's like the TV, isn't it? We always talk about that, don't we? It's like sometimes people say, "Oh, can you get channels on your TV?" And people go, "Why do you want to go and watch TV?" Well, Ernest loves watching the TV, doesn't he?
When you've got a 9-year-old that you need to occupy and just give quiet time to, a TV with loads of films on is amazing that you don't have to pay for. So Paul says, at full capacity, what in your opinion seemed like the least crowded of ships? Oh, that's quite difficult. I would say all the P&O ships always feel like they're really crowded to me. I would say World Europa didn't seem very crowded. Or did it? No. It's a massive ship. It can... Some ships, I think, if it's a sea day and it's not very nice weather and everyone's stuck inside, that's when it seems like it's really, really busy. And then on the flip side of that, if it's nice weather, everyone just seems to be on every single sunbed. So when we were on Arcadia last year, I think one day we managed to get a sunbed, and we only managed to get 2, not 4, because everyone was just out there blocking all of them straight away. So actually we tended to just sit inside, really, didn't we?
Yeah. Do you know, I think there's an ideal weather. Basically, if you're on a cruise and it's full, and if it's a cold weather cruise, like for example this one today, quite a few people inside, although there was people sunbathing in coats upstairs. There's quite a few people inside, so it's going to feel busy. If you're going, for example, when we went on Seaview in the middle of summer when it's boiling hot, everybody's outside, so outside's going to feel like it's busy. I imagine there is an ideal temperature where half are inside and half are outside. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think if the ship's full,
on a sea day, it's always going to feel crowded. Yeah. I think we actually cruised twice just after COVID. And I think we were really spoiled with that, because we then went back onto ships that were at full capacity and it was like, whoa, this is really, really busy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For example, on the forum today, someone asked on the Facebook page for this cruise, first time cruiser, is it unusual to queue for the buffet on a sea day? And I was like, well, yeah, if you're going to go between 9 and 11, yeah, you're going to be queuing. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Emma used to work in Asda and people would always shop in their dressing gowns. Yeah, to be fair, the Asda near my work, there's a lot of questionable outfits that go on in there. I went on a yacht once and saw somebody in bright orange Crocs, or so I thought. I said on a YouTube and everyone told me they were not Crocs, but very expensive designer shoes. Oops. That's the thing, you have to be very careful what you say, don't you? Without offending people.
Yes, exactly.
Sweet natured question. What's your favourite type of entertainment on board? Music, comedians, xylophonists, or others? For me, I'm really gutted I missed out on this xylophone player. Ernest gave a great review. I think for me...
He did like it. It was just 10 minutes was enough.
I love when they do musical theatre shows. That's probably my favourite. And they do all of the West End songs.
Yeah.
Comedians I find a bit... Sorry, Tom. Comedians I can always find a little bit awkward. Like if they don't get the crowd, I almost want the ground to swallow me up along with them, because it just feels really awkward. But yeah. about you?
I like a mixture, and that's why I'm a bit disappointed because the theatre companies have just arrived on this ship. So we're not going to get a theatre show until the last night. So it's kind of a mixture of all. We've got a group. So far on this cruise, we've got a group that I described. Every song sounded like "Believe" from Cher. They got really, really good voices, and there's a guy on the drums. They described it a lot better than I did. Great voices and that, but yeah, it was kind of a thing you find in a live lounge, not at a theatre. Gareth Oliver, who's always hilarious, although now I've seen the same set 3 times and pretty much knew all the words to his set, but he is very, very funny. He's a very talented guy. So that was good. And I just like a mixture, really. There's a lot of singers on this cruise. So I'm looking forward to seeing, believe it or not, Cher. Yeah, I like a real mixture. I like a real mixture.
The worst comedians I've seen have been on P&O, not sure why. We had one that was just doing terrible impressions of cruise accents. It was embarrassing. I actually recall I think it was on P&O. There was, it was on Arcadia. Oh my God, it was the most cringe-worthy half an hour. And wasn't it the guy that won BGT?
Yeah, I think he was a doctor as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, it was absolutely awful. And sometimes it's knowing the audience. There were loads of kids, weren't there? And the things, we ended up leaving, I think, halfway through. Luckily, we were sat round the side, so nobody actually noticed, because you do feel a bit guilty going.
Yeah, exactly. He was reading from. He came on with a piece of paper, and he was reading from the piece of paper. My theory is always, if I'm not sure I'm going to like it, I go to the back and I go right in the corner, because otherwise you're committed, aren't you? And I'm not being rude enough, because it's comedians. Literally, you could see a comedian same set twice, and one time they would be in stitches, the other time they would absolutely die. So it is hard, isn't it? But yeah, that guy was terrible. He was reading from his piece of paper. Oh dear.
And this is a controversial thing to say, but I think the worst thing I've actually seen on a ship, I'm going to say it, was the Take That. What was it called?
Greatest Day.
Never Forget. The Greatest Day, not Never Forget, because I have tried to forget it. I'm a massive Take That fan, and I was so looking forward to it for the whole cruise. And the beginning on the intro, where they were playing all old Take That songs, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. And I wanted to walk out halfway through. It was just, not good.
We just wanted Take That songs, didn't we?
Sorry, Emma. COVID times apart, have you ever been on a cruise where it isn't like a sail day in Harrods with thousands? Probably not, no. I think you've really got to pick your time to go to the buffet. To actually get any. We actually went on Anthem of the Seas last year, didn't we? Just the 2 of us. And when we went for breakfast, it was so busy that they had opened. They basically were sending everyone to another part of the ship to go for breakfast, and there were just queues just everywhere. So
last night I went to, and Rach thinks I was joking, but I was going to do filming of the late night buffet. And basically I've had 1 pint on this. I'm not really drinking at all on this cruise. And I've decided late night buffets are just for if you've had quite a few to drink. And the queues at that late night buffet were just miles. And the food they were picking up, it was quite interesting. So it was all piled up. Can you imagine? And I was just trying to, I wasn't, in the end, I just filmed the food, because I'll be too, I didn't want to film people's faces and stuff. So, but yeah, it was going in a late night buffet completely sober was an interesting sight. Yes, it was very interesting. But I got my 3 digestives. I filmed the food and I quickly left. So, but it's always an interesting sight, isn't it? The late night buffet.
Yes, definitely. Again, sorry, Emma.
Do you know what though? You put it on Facebook about the musical. People either absolutely love it, like Emma, or they no.
Yeah, so. I think for me, I think it was more the murdering of the songs as a hardcore Take That fan. Well, not so much these days. No. On a Zora, we had a guy telling jokes about the Falklands War to very little reaction. Oh, I can imagine that was very awkward.
Ooh.
We did see a really good comedian last year. Do you remember? And it was in the theatre. And he was telling jokes about the kids. If the ship was to sink, don't worry, kids. The sharks will all eat you first.
Oh, he's a P&O favourite, isn't he?
He was
Who is that
absolutely
guy?
amazing.
Is he Spanish? Oh, what was his name?
Oh, no, he pretends to be Spanish, but he's actually Welsh.
Oh, that's him. Yeah, he was hilarious. He was really good.
Anyone know who we're talking about? Can't think of his name.
Do you know what my bugbear? Like every comedian can die on stage, like, and you feel so sorry for them. What I don't like is when they're lazy. You know, they're doing jokes that were funny 20 years ago and stuff like that. Then it's time to retire. But you know, it's a tough job, isn't it, being a comedian, and especially for a, you know, maybe not for a British line, but would you have? I can't remember ever seeing a comedian on MSC. You just wouldn't, would you? Could you imagine you have to do the jokes 5 times?
Yeah.
Just
someone on the side of the stage, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the longest comedian set ever. Because they do lots. Yeah. No, I can't. Yeah, it's a tough job being a comedian. So fair, absolutely fair. And do you know what? I don't think it's. I don't, Rach, you might say something different, but I don't think I've ever left. I've sometimes felt really bad that I've given it a bad review, because nearly all the time they're always, or maybe it's like the musical. They were good, the singers, dancers, just wasn't for us, was it?
Sorry, Sweet Natured have just answered who I can't even pronounce that.
Oh yes, he was pretty. Yes, what it's Lopez, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say about?
Yeah, it's always tough. Yeah, Karen.
No, you carry on.
No. I was.
Yeah, it is always difficult when you don't quite. So there's sometimes you'll enjoy something and I'll come out and be like, actually, no, I really didn't enjoy that. So I think everyone's got very different tastes and it very much depends on the mood you're in. I remember when we went on Ventura and I was in a little bit of a strop. And there was a lady that had followed us around on the whole cruise talking to us. And on this one particular night, we sat down in the theatre and I think Ernest was being really testing. And I saw her coming towards me and I said to Tom, if she sits next to me, I'm leaving this theatre. And he was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're just going to watch the show. She came and sat down next to me and I was like, sorry, I can't do it. I'm all out of chat for today. So I got up and left. You stayed with both the kids, didn't you? And then he came back to the cabin and he was like, yeah, you made the right call. I so should have left when you left that show. It's almost like I had a foresight into what it was going to be, just from how the evening was going.
She was a lovely lady, but I heard the story.
She was a really lovely lady, but we had about 3-hour-long conversations with her, and I think
about her broken TV in her house.
Yeah, we knew her whole life, bless her. She was very lovely, and she was on a cruise on her own, so
yeah,
we did spend time.
Right, I love chatting to anyone. I just love chatting, but yeah. The broken TV story went on quite a long time. But yeah. We've got a few more minutes, Rachel. I think the next 2 minutes, anyone wants to wish Rachel a happy birthday, do the job for me. Any other Rotterdam tomorrow? We've been a few times, so I probably know if I want to get off what I want to do, but if anyone's got any last minute tips, I think I'll be spending most of it going around the ship doing some filming,
or maybe eating some Dutch fish.
So give us your things you're looking forward to for Queen Anne.
I am really looking forward to spending some time with you, some quality time with you, without, again, I sound really awful, without the kids and without packed lunches and school runs and work. It'll just be really nice to have some time out and some yummy food and getting dressed up and wearing all my nice new frocks. Thank you very much, Sweet Natured.
Yeah, I think all of the above. I'm absolutely can't wait to get dressed up. Very opposite to what I've been doing on this cruise, getting dressed up and enjoying ourselves. It's going to be good.
We do need to buy you a pair of heels though, don't we?
We do need to guess. I need to be taller, don't I? So
So whenever you see me, I'm never wearing high heels. I've got a real thing about being taller than Tom. So I've told him I'm going to get him some wedges to wear, pop them in his boots.
I actually think that being away works better. I think being in the same room and two people talking, I don't know what everyone thinks on the comments, but I think it works better.
Are you moving out then? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I'm permanently going to move out just for lives. But we
Oh,
were
okay.
going to do it. We were going to do a couple on Cunard, weren't we? So maybe I'll go in the atrium or something, and you go in the room.
So cruise companies say no food to be bought and brought onto the ship at port days, but I regularly see fellow passengers buying food and drink at the markets and port shops with no bags checked. 100% agree with you. When we went on Arcadia last year, actually, we went back on with a bottle of rum, didn't we? And we just got straight on from Barcelona and beers.
Can't remember that.
Can you not?
Yeah, I think we did.
No, I had them in my hand. They weren't like in a rucksack or anything. It wasn't that they weren't checked.
Yeah, no, exactly. And to be fair, you know, if you always know that they can be taken off, they're taken off you, aren't they? So, you know, you're never going to complain. You know the rules.
So when I was in Rotterdam last time, we went into Amsterdam. We did try some gummies, and every single shop there was cookies, gummies, lollipops, all sorts. When we got back on the ship, there were 2 cases, which I should have got a picture of, full of people trying to take gummies back on board, take lollipops back on board, cookies back on board, but they'd actually put their names on them. So obviously they were allowing the passengers to get off the next day, collect their goods, go off, eat their cookies, and then get back on the ship.
Wow.
Sorry, should I not have said I ate me?
Well, were they chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah, chocolate chip cookies, yeah. And just gummy bears.
Oh, good. Well, there we go. There we go. That's all good. Right. Should we say goodbye to everybody?
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
It's been a good one.
It has. It's been very lovely to chat to everybody.
Yes. And we'll be back. We've got some lives coming up. There should be one next Tuesday, which won't be us chatting away. But you know what it is next Tuesday? I'm going to try and do live. Do you listen to me ever? What's that?
Cheers.
You didn't answer my question. Do you know what the live is next Tuesday? What's happening next Tuesday?
I don't know. What's happening next Tuesday? Hello, Ernest. I'm live. You want to say hello?
He's going to. No? This has gone all places. We should have finished this a long time ago. Ernest is going to turn up in his hoodie.
He's in his hoodie, yeah.
Yeah, Rachel's eating gummies. I'm next Tuesday going to be filming Queen Anne coming in.
Oh, yes, you're going to be filming Queen Anne. That's the one.
Yeah. And then, loads. I'm going to do a couple on the ship. But anyway, I think we need to go. Really need to go.
I think we need to go. Alice is joining as well now. So, I'm going to go.
Yeah. Cheers, Sweet Natured. Cheers, Live from the Parks. Cheers, everybody that's watching. Quite a few tonight. So, welcome along.
Thank you very much.
We don't mind that. It's all good. Goodbye.
Have a good evening. Bye.